obviously Arjun being here and meaning him both being hip hop enthusiasts, you know we had to start with the top 5 rappers of all time.
Woo!
You know we had to
Getting
start with
spicy
the
on the
top
chili
5
five.
of all
Okay.
time.
That is a famous 5.
Now, coming in number 5, I'm putting your boy Wheezy. Lil Wayne. Wheezy F Baby, man. I'm telling you. One of the most influential rappers of this generation. I feel like he's always overhated, or not even overhated, but disrespected.
Underappreciated.
Exactly,
Underappreciated,
underappreciated.
for sure.
He's always way lower than he should
Should
be.
be.
You know,
Yeah.
he was on the Billboard 100 or whatever the fuck their like top 10 was. Which, by the way, if anyone saw that Billboard top 10,
Trash.
but the thing is, it's not as bad as I expected it. But bro, Drake,
So bad.
Nicki Minaj in the top 10.
Absurd.
Nicki Minaj in the top 10 is crazy.
Drake
But-
is worse.
Yeah, yeah. Like, legit. Like, I think the rappers in there, for the most part, were all right, at least in the top 5. But the order will be a little bit shaky.
Basic picks too. Basic
Basic
picks.
picks,
They
basic
did. They
picks.
did everything to make sure they wouldn't
Yeah.
upset the majority.
But
of
come
people
on, man.
looking
You
at it.
know, Weezy comes in with the Carter. You know, he always crushes his features. One of the better lyricists of our time. So influential. Kicked off this new wave. And now we move on to number 4. I'm putting Hova. I'm putting Hova. Jay-Z. Jay-Z, man. He's a rap legend, man.
I didn't
From
even
the
know that was his
Blueprint.
nickname.
Yeah, this is why you don't speak.
This is why I don't. This is why I don't know anything about music,
Prem,
bro.
Prem.
Yeah, these two are going at it right now.
It's at the time when you like let them talk.
Yeah,
You
my bad,
also
my
don't
bad.
interrupt
Do
them.
it out of there.
Yeah, no, I gotta take Hova, man. I gotta take Hova.
Honestly,
The
there's-
Blueprint?
yeah.
Alright, sorry, go ahead.
There's no argument with this list right now, to be
Nah,
honest.
yeah,
I think
these-
we've had
these
a
are solid
solid
picks.
5, a
That's the
solid
thing about
4.
music in general.
good
It's all
position.
subjective, but like there's some just objective truths. And
This is your top
Hova,
5.
Hova and Weezy being top 5. Solid.
Do you agree with where they are in their top 5 so far?
I would say I kind of have Hove and Weezy on the same level at 5. We'll see. I have a top 5 in my head. and
Okay,
I'll
I
put
can
them
I
there.
can I can get
Well,
behind
let's
that.
have
I can
Ari
get
finish his
behind
list
that.
and then we'll critique it
Yeah.
after.
Critique.
I feel like
We'll go
I could see them being interchangeable. I think Hova just had like such a long career. I mean, so
Yep.
does Lil Wayne, to be fair.
Yep.
And you know, he's just man. Jay-Z's album is just each of them. The whole Blueprint series is amazing. You know, the Black album, bro. I don't know, man. He's got to be top 5, at least top 4 in my mind. You know. And by the way, I'm just gonna say right here, the top 4 people here in my list. If you have one of those as your number 1, I'm not gonna like crucify you. You know. I think those are the only 4 acceptable rappers for a top 1. If it's outside of that, I'm coming at you.
Okay.
All right. Those are the only 4 who can be top 1.
I have a feeling I know one of them that's coming, and I'm not gonna like it.
And number 3, I'm putting Nas.
Okay.
I'm
that's
putting
fair.
Nas.
There we go. That's
Absolutely.
another
Putting
solid
Nas,
pick.
bro. Illmatic, Stillmatic, and bro, we have to talk about the revival he's had, man. The resurgence of Nas
KD
in the
series.
2020 decade, bro.
The KD series.
KD goes
every
crazy.
single one
I
hits.
said this before on the pod. Nas is the best rapper of the 2020 decade. Who
That's
else
true.
has dropped 4 consecutive banger projects, man?
Yeah.
I'll rank them right here. You know, I put KD 1, Magic, KD 2, and then KD 1.
Yep.
Okay? Won a Grammy for KD 1, but fuck the Grammys. I don't give a shit about that.
I also believe he won a Grammy for Nasir too, which shouldn't have
Yeah,
deserved
yeah.
it. But even then, look at the amount of music this man is putting out at the age of like 40.
Bro, and no one can top, honestly, Illmatic's one of the most classic albums of all time.
100%.
So well put together.
Arguably
you
the
know?
best ever.
Tell a great story throughout of a kid going through New York. You really feel like you're walking his streets with him. It's just got to be number
Every
3.
single song on Illmatic. First of all, it's a pretty short album, less than 10
Which
songs.
for its time is
which for its time is
pretty unique.
pretty unique.
Yeah.
And then not to mention that every single song on that album is legitimately iconic. New York State of Mind is New York's anthem,
God, man.
and that'll just never change.
That's
Like,
never
Nas-
I did have one quick question. So,
Yep.
Arjun just said that like, he's dropping bangers at like age 40, right? This is obviously
Not 40, bro. He's like 50
Yeah,
now.
whatever.
Yeah.
But like,
His
so like,
longevity's crazy.
this is not like
Longevity's crazy, man.
like athletic where like your career's like from like 18 to like 30, 35, right?
Well-
because like,
Yeah,
because like the vocals, whatever. But like, so like, why do you think like you know like art? This is for really for the both of you. But like, why do you think artists like it's a big deal for them to produce really good music after a certain age?
Because
the
the time
demographic
changed.
of music and like the landscape of music changes throughout time, and to be able to adapt
okay.
in every sense of the time, like we've seen like the trap era like rise throughout the 2010s, to be able to still put out music that people like, just to be able to adapt to that music,
Right.
it takes a lot of talent and like shows the variability of an artist that really just credits them and being able like to being in the top 5 of all
Exactly.
time.
And I think
which
the main
Nas
reason
100%
for his
deserves.
resurgence is his like hooking up with Hit Boy. You know,
Yep,
hooking up with Hit Boy
exactly.
for the whole 2020 decade.
Production is insane.
And Hit Boy's grown a lot also, because before that, I didn't really fuck with Hit Boy that much, you know. I thought he's alright. You know, I believe he did Burden of Proof also, which I did like.
Yeah.
But the production wasn't my favorite part of that, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but I did like it. But again, man, I think just mixing that like newer age sound
Bro,
with
songs
all the
like
lyricism.
Thun, bro.
Thun goes
Thun
crazy, bro.
hits.
When he references Jay-Z, man, in
Thun's
that.
crazy.
Oh my god.
One of the also not even
Also
mentioning
beef?
one of the best beefs of all time. Jay-Z and
Yes,
Nas.
bro. No competition, by the way.
Yeah.
No competition.
Ether,
bro.
Ether runs.
Ether goes crazy,
Nas-
man.
Nas
Hope didn't stand a
destroyed
chance,
Not a shot.
bro.
But even then, like, just shows that there's levels
Yeah,
to this.
bro. And also on the song "Beef" in KD3, man, bro literally raps from the perspective of beef.
Of beef. He is the beef.
He is beef.
His storytelling
He
is
He
amazing
is
in his
he
songs.
is speaking from conflict. He talks about how conflict destroys everybody, man, and it's just a beautiful song, man.
Like,
Beautiful
we
album.
got Prem bewildered right now. He doesn't even know what we're
Exactly.
talking about.
I know Hova is Jay-Z. I found that out.
What's his other nickname?
Jay-Z.
That's not even. That's just.
his
Oh, that's
name,
his.
bro.
Technically, it's a nickname.
Okay.
Okay, next.
And now number two. This is where me and Arjun are gonna butt heads a little bit.
Yeah, bro. I don't want to hear it, dog. But go ahead.
Number two, I'm giving it to Kendrick Lamar. The best conceptual artist of all time, in my opinion. Best conceptual artist of all time. He's not missed on a single album. And there's really no reason not to put him one.
Then why is he not one? Because Eminem's one.
Nah, bro.
Who's one?
Kendrick Lamar is the greatest rapper of all time. He has two of the best rap albums of all time, being Good Kid, Mad City and To Pimp a Butterfly. He's the best storytelling rapper ever. He has some of the most unique production, like the jazz that he's included in To Pimp a Butterfly.
Exactly.
And the storytelling of each album, story like from T-Pab telling the story of like growing up as a black kid in America and like showing the perspective that has, and then Good Kid, Mad City growing up in Compton and just showing like the experiences. And not even that, it's just T-Pab not only is an album that is massively influential in this like era of like a lot of police violence, like what is done for like for example being like an anthem for the BLM movement.
All right
Like,
is literally
exactly.
the
All Right
like,
is that
anthem
song,
for
but it's
that
also just like
movement.
incredibly enjoyable to listen to. And then not even that, songs like on Good Kid, Mad City, like you can go from Sing About Me, I'm Dying of Thirst, to one of arguably the greatest rap songs ever.
Oh my
to like some
God.
absolute like car bangers, like
Yeah.
Backseat Freestyle. Like there is nothing that Kendrick Lamar can't do and hasn't done. And for that reason, I think he is number one. Like in my opinion.
Yeah,
He's not
I
even
completely
close.
respect anyone. Again, I said like anyone in that top four. Those are the only four who I think can be respectably put number one.
Yeah.
You know, number one for me, it all comes down to preference and what you like most in rap. And for me, lyricism and wordplay is like such a big part of it.
Yeah.
And which is why, as Arden said, my number one is Eminem. It will always be Eminem. I have too much attachment, man. Eminem's Recovery was the first album I ever bought, first rap album I ever listened to, because I was 6 years old when that came out. Me and my dad would listen to that all the time in the car whenever the like radio hits were coming on. And bro, from there,
Yeah,
man,
bro,
I
you
just-
learned curse words since you were like 6 years old.
Hey, come on, man.
Damn,
you
bro.
know how we do,
Damn,
man.
Damn.
Nah, man, but Eminem just went on such a great run. His link-ups with Dr. Dre, that first 3-album run, that is the best 3-album run in history. Okay, I don't want...
I don't know.
Again,
Someone
again,
do that
the
contest
only
it?
3 that can contest it is Kendrick.
Yep.
Again, the only
Yep,
3.
That's what I'm saying.
They're
Good
too
Kid, damn,
close. They're
T-Pab.
too close, you know. But Eminem lyrically is just on a different level. He can spit better than any other MC. I think there's definitely some people who can rival him, but no, he's just in a different lane. And I know.
Here's my point that I'm going to bring up.
I know what you're gonna
As to
say.
why
Go
I
for
don't
it.
think
Go for
Eminem is a top 5 rapper of all time. I think
Not
I
even
don't-
top 5.
You'll see when I
Not
give
even
my-
top 5.
When I give my list, you'll see. Because there's one rapper that I think you're missing that I think you don't listen to. A lot
Okay.
of people probably don't listen to. You'll see him eventually when I give my list. But the reason that I don't think Eminem is even in the top 5 is because the latter half of his career has been so spoiled by just straight trash. Like you can't fall off so hard and still be considered a top 5 rapper because something that I consider a criteria to be considered in this top 5 that we've talked about that every artist has had has been legitimate longevity and been the ability
Thank
to
you.
adapt to every era.
Thank
you said
you.
Hove, you said Lil Wayne, you talked about Nas, and you talked about Kendrick, rappers that have all succeeded in different eras. And Eminem is the one rapper that I think you can like give a knock on that for because he has put out albums that I just don't think are like to the quality of any album that all the other 4 artists have put out. Like Revival, bro. Who in their right mind is listening to Revival? Who's listening to music to get murdered by?
No,
it's trash. It's trash.
no.
It's trash. It's trash. That's on everything. It's trash.
No, bro. Nah, not music to be murdered by. I'll give you Revival. I'll give you Revival. But even Revival has some big... Bro, Castle on a Rose,
Dude, you can't.
those are some of his deepest songs he's ever made, I'm telling
But
you.
now you're-
Castle on a Rose,
but now
when he
you're
talks about
changing the
Proof
cri-
in the hospital and shit.
But that's changing the criteria. You're saying that an album as a whole is not just defined by one
It's
song.
not. It's not. That's why Revival as a whole, I don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
You know, but there's some
But
songs
there's
that
no
showcase
other
the
artist
skill
that
so
you
much.
mentioned in that top 5 that has put out an album as bad as Revival is. And
That's fair, but I
and
just think
if you wanna
Eminem's
put him at the
highs-
bottom of your top,
Eminem's highs are just so much better than the others, in my opinion. That's like my personal preference for what I look at.
I don't think it's. I
You
don't
know,
think it's that
Eminem
bad,
Show,
but I'm inclined to
Marshall
disagree.
Mathers LP, Slim Shady LP. He changed the game when that came out, man. There was no one like him at that time. He dominated the 2000s and like 1999 also. Throughout the 2000s, no one fucked with him.
Yeah, no.
You don't mess with the white boy, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
I mean,
Where is he now? Is the real question.
Where is he now?
The
He's
longev-
cooking, bro.
Listen, man, I haven't seen him put out like a single like great song in the last like 10 years. You rap fans talking complete absolutes, right? If you're going like in a crate digging for diamonds, you guys always look for the best out of the crate. But there's so
gotta
many
look at the whole
there's
thing.
so many rappers that get discredited that belong in that top 5.
Exactly.
And putting Eminem up there after he hasn't put out a single good song
There are
in the
two
last
That's
10
just
years,
false.
there
That's
is
just
no
false.
way.
That's just false.
Maybe if you put him at the bottom of the top 5,
Exactly.
maybe they
At the
would have
bottom
been a
of your
better
top five, I
top
think is
5. But you
valid.
cannot put him at 1.
That's
All,
just-
like
that's
Arjun
just
said, all 4 of the other rappers, you
Have
talked
never had a
about
bad album.
longevity. They're still here. They're still making good music. Where the hell is Eminem?
Eminem,
I'm not
bro.
saying he's not making the best, but comparably to these other guys, he does not belong.
and
in the number
Eminem,
one spot.
Eminem also, we're talking about adaptability, right? Eminem's flow, Eminem's wordplay has not been adaptable over time.
Bro, no,
Some of the
I don't want to
things-
hear that. I don't
some
want
of
to
the
fucking hear
things
that.
Eminem was
No.
saying in the 90s would not fly now. They just would not
No, but you
fly.
can't do that. You can't do that. That's not fair. That's not fair.
That's a cultural difference.
Neither
between
would
the 90s
Kendrick,
and
bro.
now, Yeah.
Neither with Kendrick. Kendrick did it now. Kendrick did it now.
Yo, but it was funny when Kendrick did it.
Whoa.
Why?
What's
Because
funny?
he's white. and
Dude,
black?
Eminem was
So
being
Kendrick
dead-ass
can say those
serious.
words, but Eminem can't. Years
Eminem
ago when it was more
dead-ass
like
serious.
acceptable.
Eminem's being dead ass serious.
Bro, okay. Also, I think lyrically, Eminem is honestly at his best. I agree that his more recent projects are not like crazy top tier. They'll never match like those first 3 albums that he did. But come on, man, Music to Be Murdered By. He's at the top of his game lyrically in terms of wordplay, and I agree conceptually he's not there with Kendrick. But that's just one criteria. You know, to me, he's at his wordplay and stuff. He's at his best because now he doesn't care enough to make that kind of album. He's been doing this for too long, man. And wait, hold up. He's been doing this for too long. I don't want to hear him talk about the same shit that's happened. He's grown up now. He's mature, and he's talked. I don't want to hear the same shit that he's done. He's grown so much compared to a lot of other rappers in terms of his own personal self. What he went through with drug addiction and came back, being sober for 12 years now. He's gone through so much shit, and now he's doing the part of rap that he enjoys the most, which is the lyricism, wordplay, and having fun.
Yeah.
And his whole thing right now is just having fun while still putting out the bangers that people love. Like Discombobulated is straight out of like Slim Shady LP era almost, and he made that in 2020. Earlier in 2020, also out in January on the first half of Music to Be Murdered By. You gonna learn? You gonna learn with him and Royce? I don't want to hear it, man. That
Yeah,
song is
no.
just a banger.
I'm not saying, yeah, but like these are just like, those are 2 examples of songs out of multiple albums that he's put out past 2010 that I just don't think are to the same quality of other albums that he's put in the past. I'm not arguing that Eminem isn't a top 10 rapper of all time. Of course he is. To say otherwise is just like genuinely kind of absurd. But like, as I said before, like rap is subjective, music is subjective, and what you are looking for in an album, it differs person to person. Like for you, I'm sure it's wordplay. For me, I care a lot about what you're telling with your rap because I think that matters a lot more. I mean, then again,
That is up there for me
yeah,
also.
I
It's
mean,
like just behind.
but then again, even to my point, I'm kind of a hypocrite in that sense too because I'm a huge Playboi Carti fan. I'm a
Exactly.
huge Future fan, huge Young Thug fan, and I don't know, like
it's
Playboi-
different eras.
Like Playboi
Yeah.
Carti goes lean. I think it's fire. Like, so that's the point. Like it really is subjective. So like I don't think there's a huge problem with you putting it number 1. There's worse
Hit
choices.
your top 5.
I was about to say. So now that you said that, let's hear yours.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with some of them for the same reasons. So number 5, I have a tie between Jay-Z.
No ties. Put
No
one.
ties.
Dog.
One.
Put one.
All right, number 5, I'll put. Yo, tie, bro, tie.
No tie. No
Bro.
tie.
You can say your honorable mentions after, but you have
Okay,
to say
okay.
your top 5.
My first honorable mention will be Lil Wayne, and then at 5, I'll put Jay-Z.
Okay. Respectable.
At 4, I think I have to go with one of the most underrated rappers and underappreciated rappers of all time.
I think I know. it's
Andre 3000.
Three
Outkast,
Stacks.
one of the most legendary groups of
Damn.
all time. Andre carried. Okay, not to say Andre carried. Big Boy is great.
Okay,
too.
you got it.
But Andre gets like just not the type of love he deserves. Even
That's
on
true.
like modern albums, like whenever he features, he's transcending music. Like songs like Miss Jackson, like bro, Andre is a goat.
I'm sorry, Miss Jackson.
Ooh, I am falling. And then number three, I'm going to agree with Ari here with Nas. Nas, I think, has the best, arguably the best rap album ever with Illmatic, and the best debut album ever, also with Illmatic, tied maybe with like Lauryn Hill for Miseducation, as the best debut rap album ever. And then number two, this is where it gets unique. I'm not sure any of you will have anything to say about this.
Can I guess?
Go ahead.
Is it MF Doom?
It is MF
Yeah.
Doom, one of the greatest and most unique lyricists of all
true.
time. His album Food, he has a whole song where he raps about fucking cookies, yo,
Yeah.
cookies, and he's like spitting bars about cookies, like
The Cookie
he's
Monster.
insane. And then his whole persona of being rest in peace, by the way, MF
Yeah,
Doom,
rest in
young
peace.
goat. His whole persona of having like the mask, being the villain, playing through multiple characters. He has features on his album, so like he goes by MF Doom. He'll have Victor Von Doom
Exactly.
featuring on his album, which will also be him. He features
Mad
with
Villainy.
himself. One of the greatest albums in my opinion with Mad Villainy. One of the greatest 3-album runs with Food, Mad Villainy, and Operation Doomsday. He's one of the greatest rappers ever, and his production's insane. Shout out to Madlib for producing all of those albums. He's incredible, and not even that, just his story of like growing up as someone who was homeless, and him and Scissorface like rapping together, and then he going to jail, and him like rising through out of that, with his son dying too. And like putting all of that effort into his music, MF Doom is a top 3 rapper of all time. And
I feel
have him
like
at number 2.
I feel like with MF Doom and Eminem, there's something similar that they've done better than anyone else, and that is like being able to split their personality into different characters.
100%, yeah.
You know, I don't think anyone's done it nearly at the level that those two have done it.
Yeah.
You know, with a Slim Shady character, and then goes more personal on Marshall Mathers LP. He can switch between them so seamlessly, and same with MF Doom.
MF Doom,
He's created
very
so
true.
many characters. You know, you try to search MF Doom. There's
Can't
only
even find
really
a picture
there's-
of him.
Yeah.
He's always wearing the mask, and for the most
Yeah.
part, it's not even him. He
Exactly.
sent like, if you all know the comedian Hannibal Buress, he sent him to do a show for
Yep.
him.
Really?
He sends people wearing the mask to do shows for him,
Wow.
and he really is the villain that he claims to be. As cringy as that sounds,
Yeah.
he is one of the best lyricists ever, though. Absolutely.
And who's your one?
And everyone knows my
You
one.
said this.
Kendrick Lamar, the
Yeah.
People's Champion.
There's no debate. I'm not gonna. We've already talked about it. This comes down completely to preference.
Preference. For me, it's the
Yeah.
storytelling that I mentioned earlier with T-Pab, Good Kid. I think he has the best 3-album run ever. He has transcended the game and has been the best rapper of this generation by a long shot. A lot of people like to say Cole, and as much as I love Cole, Cole's albums don't hold a candle to Kendrick's. I think Cole is very talented.
I think he could be top 5 though.
No. Come
Cole's
on,
not top
relax.
five.
Nish, you're not part of this conversation.
We should
I
put
do
that
feel
one
bad for
one.
J. Cole.
I put him
Well,
up
I
there
feel-
myself.
I feel
Personally,
bad-
he's my
I feel
favorite
so bad
rapper.
for
J. Cole just happens to
They
come
shit on
up
him
with
so
so
much.
many comparisons to Kendrick Lamar, and that's
Yeah,
why he
no.
seems compared to the
There
greats.
are things that he's better at than Kendrick, in my opinion, though.
Yeah.
I think rhyme schemes he's better.
He's a better
I think-
singer.
Way better singer.
Yeah.
Way better
Yeah,
singer.
yeah.
But
It's just that like
he's
his
never gonna get the
albums-
respect he
Yeah,
deserves. You know.
But I feel like with Cole, it's just like some of his albums don't reflect his ability as a rapper. Like you hear
Yeah,
songs like
that's
when he
fair.
features on like Off D's and he goes insane, you're like Jesus. Or like one of my favorite features of all time, him on Johnny P's Caddy.
Oh!
Absolutely
Oh,
gas.
yeah,
Absolutely
Amulet.
gas. One of the greatest features I've ever heard.
On
in
the
my
night
life.
I was born, the rain was pouring, man. Come
Sparks was
on.
flying. But
Guys, for Arjun, you don't know this, but almost every single podcast we talk about music, these two always bring up Johnny P's Caddy.
Yo,
Like, that's
but-
the one song that
I
these
don't know
have.
that, but like
It's one of his
Johnny P's
best
Caddy-
features, hands down.
It's- it's amazing. I
honestly,
think
that
it's
might be
my
my favorite J. Cole verse of all time.
It's
Genuinely.
entirely up there. But the thing is, J. Cole just like some of his albums don't reflect the ability he
No,
has.
that's fair.
I think 2014 is a great album. I think it's a bit overrated. Like songs like Wet Dreams, I just can't get through. Cause it's
You
just
can't
like
get through the wet dreams.
no, but like,
He
who,
gets right through
who's
them.
like who's trying to listen to that, bro? And then also like nah.
She loves
and then,
my dreams.
and then
sorry.
KOD, bro.
J. Cole's-
KOD's so
J. Cole's
overhated,
KOD's a
bro.
bit mid. It's not trash.
It's not trash,
just a
bro.
bit-
I do think that J. Cole is coming at his best, though. He's not peaked.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
listen to the
Oh my
offseason,
God,
he's
definitely
coming back
not.
hungry.
Yeah.
When the
Definitely
fall off
not.
drops,
It is gonna be the best album he's dropped ever.
Yeah,
hands
hopefully,
down.
hopefully. No, J. Cole is definitely up there. I'd put him in top 20.
Wait,
But I
but
think it's
one,
Not even top 10.
one thing I wanted to
No,
bring
no,
up though was like you guys didn't address this enough. How do you have Eminem as 1 and you don't even have him in the top 5?
Well, that's
I
a
explained
super
it.
big.
Yeah.
It's
He
because
he said he would put him in top 10.
for me,
but
like
it's-
I've never been too crazy about like just like the how do you say this?
lyricism,
Like
aspect, like soul
not
lyricism.
even not just soul lyricism, but just like the shock value of what Eminem says. How has that been like a big part of like how he came up as a rapper? Like I never really cared for that too much. Just like saying like super inflammatory things. Like it's funny, But like for me, it's not like that's not the lyricism that I'm looking for. I'm looking for like really deep meaning and things. I know he has stuff like
There's
that.
plenty of those.
He has tons of that.
It's just
But,
that's
like-
the thing when you I'm not saying you're a casual Eminem fan, but I'm just saying like casual Eminem fans only know the radio hits,
Yeah,
and those are like some of his shittiest songs in my opinion.
yeah.
You know, and
Like everyone just knows the song Mockingbird. Like
Yeah,
great
it's
song, but
TikTok.
like
I can
there's
agree.
more than
I'm a
that.
casual Eminem fan.
Like I know kids that just like think about Eminem. He's like, yo, heard the song "Stand" before. Like no one's heard it. Like dog.
Yeah.
Like come on.
I do have one question though. What is stopping you guys from putting Nas at number 1?
that again.
I
so
feel
here,
like-
that's
That's
just
just
so
subjective.
close.
But I
so
feel like,
close.
you know, dude, like technically, dude, he was the king before Biggie, bro.
Yeah.
Right? They all said
we
it
didn't even address
in that
Biggie
era.
and Tupac, they're not in our top. For
Come
me,
on, bro.
He's
Come
not in
on.
my
Yeah,
top
get
five.
it,
Come on,
get it?
Tupac. You got that
Come
shirt.
on, you got the,
For
you got
me-
the Tupac shirt.
For me, the only reason Tupac and Biggie are not in my top 5 is because unfortunately they died too early to be able to put out enough music
That's
to be
a very
considered top
good
Which is
point.
5.
very
reason.
sad.
Even
Same
even
reason.
there, if we're talking about top 5 albums, Ready to Die is there. Ready to Die is in
For
my top
sure.
5 albums.
Oh
For
my
sure.
god.
I think Biggie over Tupac,
So good.
and they're both
Same.
right outside my top 5.
Dude, I still don't agree. I think even though like, the reason I got into Nas was because of Ari, so I still consider myself a casual listener. But if you look into his past, dude, he was the king before Biggie, bro.
100%.
Wu Tang said it, Busta Rhymes said it. They
all
all claimed he was the goat.
He's the best New York
I feel
rapper
like
ever.
he's
Easy.
criminally underrated because no one gives
Yeah.
him the credit that he deserves.
He's not underrated, I don't think,
He's
because
not underrated.
everyone who knows about hip hop
Yeah,
knows
knows
Nas
Nas.
is top. You know,
They'll still say he's,
if I'm being completely objective,
I'm
like,
talking about credit
not
through
no bias
mainstream,
at
though.
all. I would say Nas is one. No bias at all. I would put that. But
Yeah.
based on my own personal preferences, Kendrick just slightly edges him out,
Okay.
and Eminem is just
For me,
too
yeah.
much,
For once again,
for
like
me.
for me, it's that because I just think, like I know, like when you're talking about uniqueness, it's all relative to time. For me, Kendrick is just so unique as an artist.
It's
that I
true.
have him above it. But Nas, like I really wouldn't mind if someone were to put him at number 1 at all. In fact,
Same.
I
So Nas
arguably
drops.
on an objective level, I might agree with that.
Same.
Okay.
Same.
Yeah.
Which I think is the right answer because I feel like objectively he is the number 1 rapper of the
It's fair.
of all
It's
time.
entirely fair to say.
Yeah.
Alright.
Who did you two put at number 1? Just asking.
I got it.
I put
Kendrick, what
Kendrick.
about you?
You're asking, bro. I don't listen to rap that much.
Just
bro.
pick someone, bro.
Who
Alright,
who
bro.
Justin
who'd you put
Bieber.
at number 1?
Anyone that isn't
I'll-
Drake, dog.
Oh my
I was
god. Do you
gonna
even listen to
say-
Drake? Come on.
We'll get
I
to that
was-
talk later.
let's be
I was
honest,
generally
New
like
Drake
of
is
all
trash.
time.
So trash, bro.
Yeah.
Trash.
I don't even like Drake as a rapper. Like
I like.
Drake.
I'm
not
not
a
saying he's
rapper,
number
though.
1. I'm not saying he's number 1, but I
Wait,
like
wait.
Meek Mill.
What?
I like Meek Mill.
Okay.
Meek Mill.
Okay. All right. He doesn't listen to rap. Guys.
Yeah, I don't. But like, I just like. I like
bro
to.
directly to the camera and said that. He doesn't
He's
listen
out
to
here
rap,
listening to
guys.
like sweet.
But I like
home
Meek
Alabama.
I like Meek
Meek Mill is criminally underrated and he should stay there, bro. Because he is
Criminally for
not-
sure.
Wow.
Criminally.
Criminally for sure.
I just
At
like that one
number
album
one?
that he came out with.
This man's in like
No, what was
championships.
it?
Wait,
What was, yeah, I like that one.
Bro, I didn't even know the name of the album, man.
I knew the name. Yeah.
Bro,
Favorite
no,
album.
I don't even listen
but-
to Meek Mill like that,
But
bro.
all right, anyway,
This man
so
was just a
you guys
going bad
talked
once.
about no,
Going bad
bruh.
one time.
I liked 100 Summers. I liked a couple of the other
What the hell
songs.
is 100 Summers, bro?
Is that the one you wrote your essay about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You were
Your college essay?
about a Meek Mill.
I didn't get into the school, so fuck Meek Mill. But like,